All right there. Hello. Nice one. Already excellent. Look how dark it is. But I accidentally, another day for that story. I accidentally bought some Gorilla Glue, and I think that means I can do this. Maybe not. Hang on. Give me 2 seconds. I didn't go to all that gorilla gluing for all that malarkey. Oh, you beauty. Bit of a turnage, bit of a liftage. Oh. Is that a bit better or nothing at all? I think that's quite nice. A little bit too much tip, but there you go. The microphone needs sorting out. God, I could do with some new kit. If you saw this mess here, 5 years worth of slowly, you know what today's markets are like. Nothing's made to last, is it really, Reenie? Nothing's made to last. And 5 years of slowly depreciating in terms of value and function. I'll tell you what it's like. It's like one of those Victorian fairs where they had the little chimpanzee in it, and it was just like, fuck it, we've got a chimpanzee. That isn't a spot there. I've just had a papaya. I had a papaya. It was that big. Don't want to believe me? Want to see my papaya skin? I'll show you. So yeah, they've left this chimpanzee in this cage, and occasionally they just throw a bit of food at it. And then 400 years later, they've given it the job of looking after my microphone, camera, and light. And here we are. Howard Long's all over the place because he's just had a lovely scone. Lovely. I thought when I first said it, I thought it said score. I thought you'd been out on the estates getting yourself something stupid. Leon's becoming a frog. I'm not going to knock that. I'm not going to knock that at all. Crags 1, Crags 2 is lurking. Good to see you, Crags. Right, no music. Right, I tell you what. We've got low numbers. There's loads of things happening. I'm going to be doing some standalone videos. I'm not having YouTube fuck me over. So the standalone videos will get new subscribers. I need you to get your friends involved. I need you to share the odd video and tell your mates you should check out this geezer occasionally. Just say that. I don't need you to, but it would be good if you could. I have every faith that by about August I'll have 30,000 subscribers. But it takes work, it takes effort, and it takes strategy. It takes a sentence I didn't have. Alan, I know that is straight away. That's Alan. Hello, my friend. Hello to you, Alan. I'll get that grift on immediately. That always helps. I'll get that on. I'm sure there'll be problems. Oh, I don't know who you are. Can you prove it's you? No, it's certainly me. What? I'm neither of those. Imagine showing me they've just shown me a selection of YouTube channels, none of which are what? Facebook needs to use my camera. That's happening. All right then. I've just got to mess around with this, but don't worry, we'll get there. What we're going to do tonight, if you lot are up for it, and I'll know if you're up for it, four things. Numbers in the chat, donations, engagement in the chat, and the fourth thing was the first thing that you need reminded again, numbers in the chat. And if you're up for it, because I've had such a I'm not, this isn't self-pity, but I have had a very hard few weeks. And tomorrow's going to be quite a nice day at work for me. And we've got a new project on and I'm really into it. It's using new software. And we're right on the cusp of it. We really are. We're right on the... Hello, Ted. You all right, son? There you go. Look, he loves it. We're using some brand new technology that's gonna make our marketing really leap to the next level. So, you know, it's that. Imagine you're like a driller for a living, and you get the next drill up. That means you can do five holes in the time it takes you to do one. Well, I've got some of that malarkey on the go. So let me just sort out my grift and my I'll tell you what, I'll get Twitch on. But no, that's the aim. That's the aim. If there's enough of you around, 150 is the number. If there's enough of you around, I'll do 2.5 hours tonight. Because it's such a lovely, relaxing time when you've been through it. When you've been through it, it's lovely. It's lovely to come out the other end and go, oh, hang on a minute. This is how I remember life being. I remember life being not waking up after 3 hours kip and going out of your mind. And having the same old nonsense that you had yesterday. I remember all that, and so I'm kind of into it. So I'm going to do a super stream, a mega stream. Howard Long can't work entry. So fuck it. Hang on, Howard. I was just sorting it out. 1 second, Howard. Even if you can't, Howard, try and do like a quid. And see if it works, because I'm just about to see why it's not letting me it's fucking weird. Don't tell me I can't sort out entropy. It's absolutely mad. Thank you though, Howard. Why is entropy always being so... I'm definitely going to have a word with her and I'm going to get very angry with her. Oh, it's not going to be a normal conversation. I'm going to be slamming the tables and all that sort of thing. All right, yeah, I think I might have got it. I think I might have wangled it. Wangletron, here we go. Don't worry, Wangletron is on. I know why as well. You know what I just said about this new bit of software? Well, it goes through my phone. So my phone is now connected to something else. Like, yeah, I know what that means. Hang on. 389. 389. What? Don't think so. Don't think it was that. I think someone's having a giraffe with me. Well, absolutely. Don't worry, people. It won't be 2.5 hours of this, I can assure you. 6-2. And then that one. Right, let's just see. Let's just rub my hands there. I think it just said something about there. You've been. Oh, hang on a minute. Choose the account or brand. Oh, have I got a brand? Oh, good. I've got some kind of All right, we'll have to start that again then. Don't worry. Oh, another super chat. How lovely. I know that is as well. That's Eric Pug. I'll find him down there. That's all very kind of you. I reckon we're getting along. We're going to get a long, lazy Sunday stream here. As long as you can act my kind of dozy. There'll be some nice stories in there. There'll be some things. I'll see if I can get Paul on. Remember my best mate Paul. I'll see if I can get him in for a chat. You would always be displaced by tech. Then the biz wins. You lose every time. Oh, that's very kind of you. Just watch. Sorry, love you, but beware. I disagree. I think that we've got to a stage where they overreach and there's too much competition, and because people aren't wanting YouTube. Oh, you can go to YouTube and there's like 100,000 people to watch. Let me put this to the I'll put this to the scrubs. How many channels do you watch regularly on YouTube? So, you see the advert or the notification and you go, oh, yeah, I've got to watch him. How many regularly do you watch? So between 0 and whatever. And there's a reason for me asking this question, because the climate has changed. Well, let me get this freaking entropy sorted out. Right, go live. Oh, we're as live as a live one. It's like we've just been out at sea trying to catch bluefin. It's like we've been out at sea trying to catch bluefin tuna. And I've just turned around to a mate and gone, I got a live one. I got a right live one here. Seriously. I am not joking. I've absolutely sussed it. And when someone with my inability to, I don't know why it says Stranger Field though. That seems particularly unlike my. No, well, we'll give it a go. What's the actual thing though? I don't think that's right. I don't think that is my. It'll still come through to me. Don't worry. They're actually pretty cool. They're cool to talk to. They're a good laugh. They've tried, and they're like BitChute. They're like BitChute Entropy. They're a free speech platform. They've done it so that people that can't get money through not being monetized on YouTube or whatever can actually get what the hell is going on? Well, apparently I'm not streaming. But don't worry, I have got one. I've got an entropy for you. I've got one for you. How did I work it out last time? I went. Hello, Westo. BitChute's getting pressured hard though, isn't it? I mean, yeah, they're all over it because BitChute, again, it's a free speech platform. Them and Entropy. But look how hard it is for them to do anything about BitChute. They're trying, they're throwing a lot at it, but it's getting to the point where people are just going to be going like, nah. And I've signed up to Odyssey. I should have an Odyssey account in probably by mid this week. So don't worry about that. But don't worry, I think I've got this all sorted. I've got a slightly different Entropy address. It's just I know why. So you don't need to worry. I know why, and if you have any trouble, you'll get your money back, but you won't have any trouble. I know why this has happened, and it's just because I've used a different email to log in because I had to sign up to this new bit of software because of Ted points out that Gab have lost their banking for the 4th time. And the beauty of this is, of course, that everyone's going to places like Estonia and Russia and all really weird places. And if you wanna give your money, if you want to give the money from the West to these peculiar places out in the middle of nowhere, crack on. We don't care. We'd rather big tech not have it. You can have your little Silicon Valley, but have you noticed where all your money's going? Have you noticed people don't want to give it to you? They want to give it to people who let them speak. They want to give it to people who will give them the basic right of self-expression. Imagine. Right, now, I will put the Entropy link in the chat. Now it isn't in the description, so if you need it later, just ask me for it, or just ask me for it. An error occurred. What? I can't even write my own name. They're all over me. Right, let's sort out old Twitcheroony. I wonder if there's a problem on Twitcheroony. I wonder whether. No, Rags is there. Flying his flags. See what I've done then? I rhymed it. It made me feel good to think of Rags. Just at the front of the military mile. Yeah. Are you into that, Rags? Rags, it's a simple yes or no. Are you at the front? Are you into the idea of Rags flying his flags at the front of the military mile? I mean, we all know what the military mile is, of course. I mean, I'm certainly into it. An old friend of mine said to me, he said, I listened to your podcast yesterday. He said, I'll tell you what, you can talk about nothing. He went, you can talk about nothing. And it's a slight distinction from anything, isn't it? It's a slight deviation. Sorry, not deviation. A slight distinction from. You can talk about anything. You can talk about anything, or it's like saying to a painter, you can paint anything. You can, but to say you can talk about nothing because you're still talking. There you go, Alan. Exactly that. I think we've increased his. Yeah, he went down from Ragnar Iron Spear to Rags, and now he's gone up to Flagman Rags. Well, there you go. There you go. I'll tell you what. I never use your full name because it's so long and tedious. But you're a very ambivalent character in these parts, aren't you? I get the feeling that you. I'm serious here, by the way, which is very rare. I get the feeling that you don't really like the fact that you quite like this channel. I think I'm that porn channel that you can't stop yourself going back to, and every time you go back to it afterwards, you feel all dirty and shameful inside. And there's images. There's not even images. There's psychologies of your parents humming around your head. That's what I feel about you in this channel. I honestly think. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're high ranking. You're in a sanctum, but you have got an ambivalence around this channel. Moslab says, I feel that when I peek in on the Young Turks, I can't do it. I just can't. I can't do it. Right. Nice to see you, Moslab. Right, I want to go back and have a look at these numbers because I don't think I saw any of them. Was it because I was lost in the middle of... I've missed them all. Right, sorry, people. Can we have it again? How many? Hello, Albert. Nice to see you. Thanks for the 2 bond. Mr. Super Chat from a very important scrub. Well, of course you are. My Dubai friend. You're high ranking. Everyone knows that. But no entropy. Oh, Illuminatus. Wow, look at see Illuminatus. Me and him, we do joust to an extent. We're there in our plate armor, and I'm on my fine stallion, and he's like on some old donkey. He's on the donkey from what's it called? What's it called? The old tramps, the old jippos. What's it called? Oh, someone tell me. Someone must remember. Where is it? It's going to come through any minute now. The old boy and his son. Hang on, not with the numbers again yet. Oh, it's step-toe and stun. Not with the numbers. Hold on to the numbers. So thank you, Albert. So me and Illuminatus, although we do joust somewhat, and I'm on my white stallion, bred in the United Arab Emirates. It's got the finest spunk ever fisted into the fallopian tuberculosis, and then along comes Steptoe and Son. See, Illuminatus is Steptoe and Son, and he comes along, and I've got my finely polished plate armor, and Illuminatus has got a wooden spoon and a bit of silver foil over his top. And the king and the queens and all the fine maidens are there. And they go, the warriors will fight at the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm back. My horse is up on its back legs. My jousting rod, whatever it's called, doesn't really give you much faith in my ability, does it? I'm coming at him. And Illuminatus, who's got Lord of the Rings in one hand, going, oh, I can't wait to find out what happens when Bilbo meets Tom Bombadil and he jumps around. I'm Bombadil and I've got a little book of poems about dwarves. And then when I get there, I get bored with that, trying to knock him off the horse. So I just turn it round and smash. And so that sort of stuff goes on quite a lot between me and young Illuminatus. I say young deliberately, ironically. And yet, he's a man of faith. He's a man of words. He's a man as well, which is always handy in this day and age. And he's gone straight in there on entropy. He's done it. He's proven them all wrong. Look at that. He said he's got a 4 in his name, and yet he's given 6. He said, thanks for the shout out for the quiz, much fun was had. Congratulations to the winning team, JD Solway, Silence is Leaden, and Rags. Whoa. So, as I've found out by keeping an eye on you, it's in many ways it's I can't think of that word as well. I think I'm getting dementia. Mutiny. I'm keeping an eye on the mutiny, and look at that. JD Solway, Silence is Leaden, and Rags won. I mean, look at that little posse together. You wouldn't want to take them on, wouldn't you? If I was in any kind of pub quiz, Discord quiz, scrubbages and then I saw Solway, Leaden, and Rags walk towards me, I'd just be like, no, I'm gonna watch from the bar and imagine what it would be like to spend 5 hours with Maria Whittaker in her prime, and that would be my take on things. We've also got Average Joe. Average Joe says, "Are you okay, Chris?" Well, Mr. Joe, you haven't been around here, have you, for the last couple of weeks? And no, I haven't. No, I am not. I made a real mistake with some work. Average Joe is like Chew and a few others. Been here from very early, 4 or 5 years ago. Average Joe turned up on this manor, and about 3 weeks ago, I really fucked up in my in real life job, and it started costing the business about £1,200 a day. And that wasn't quite a problem, because as long as I got it right, as long as I pulled it out the bag, as we say in England, that kind of money would have been nothing when it all went well. And it did all go well, and that money was nothing, and the clients were absolutely over the moon. However, I only sleep 4 or 5 hours a night, but weirdly I was getting like 16, 17 hours a night, and that there's something wrong there. It's not right. I was very stressed. Then I had all that stuff when I said my channel isn't nationalist, and all the people that said I was a grifter for being a nationalist then called me a grifter for not being a nationalist, when the point was I just don't want to have a target on my back. The channel remains the same. The song remains the same, if anyone can name that. So in answer to am I okay, lovely to see you, Joe. I haven't been okay for 2 weeks, but I've just come out the other end of it, and it feels absolutely wonderful. So thank you for asking, and also very nice of you to very telling that you could tell, because a few days ago people were asking me if I was having a stroke. Things were so bad. Good call, Illuminatus. Good call, Charlie. But now I'm just tired. But it's a lovely tired. It's like, I get up tomorrow and I work, and we're working on this new software, and I'm gonna get some new hardware in on the business. When the business is buying hardware, it's lovely, because when you're buying your own stuff, I've had an iPhone 7 for about 100 years. The camera don't work properly. Nothing works properly. You can't talk into this thing. So when you do a video call on your phone, the other person's like, what? And you're like, look, the phone don't work. They're going, no, I'm not working. No, I'm going, no, not you, the phone. They're going, no, the phone's not, I'll take the phone to work, but I'm not going. You're like, why don't you fuck off? And they're like, yeah, all right, then we'll fuck off. Okay, ta-da. But when work's working, and I found out in Phnom Penh there's an official Apple shop, I'll be going in there and going, yeah, I've heard you've got an iPhone Max Pro. Lardy-dardy, we like to party. We don't bother. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody. I won't be getting that one, actually. The one I'll be getting is the one before that, because I don't need a telephoto lens. I mean, this content this is the content where we want 3 hours, right? The telephoto contact lenses. I can't see without them. Oh, SB, you're in town, are you? Never have I felt so snubbed. You know what I call that? So SB was telling everyone to get hold of me because I was ignoring her. Wasn't ignoring her. I was ignoring the whole world. I was ignoring the whole world because of this work lark. But old fucking attention magnet SB, love of my life, had to make it all about her. So there we are, private Skype, hour long, lovely. There we are, lovely chat. And then just when I thought, you know what, me and Sarah have created something here. We've bonded. It's lovely. It's wonderful. She went. I didn't know what to do about it. But it was a lot. It would appear that you're not in the mood for this one, Sarah. And you know what? I will say this: you do. Sometimes you are, sometimes you won't. So I'll take your word for it, and I will respect your decision, and I won't go there. And I apologise if I upset you. Then I actually had a wonderful chat with you. I was only joking because of the quality of our friendship. I had a really nice chat with you, and it was a pleasure to be able to be there and talk to you. Dangerfield, are you doing the Creamfields? I don't do festivals. I haven't done a festival since I was about 23 or something. Are you going to Creamfields this summer? What's Creamfields? Let's see what Dax Moon is going to. Creamfields. Creamfields is an electronic dance music festival. I mean, just look at me and think about what I like. Creamfields is an electronic dance music festival series founded and organised by British club promoter Cream, with its UK edition taking place on the August bank holiday. Nah, that's not my cup of tea at all. I mean, I hope you have a lovely time. You'll all be there, like robots, with the beat telling you. "Toof, toof, 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 toof." Just do that for 2 days. Toof, 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 toof. Have you paid? Toof, 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 toof. I thought the drugs would be better than this, to be honest. Toof, 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 toof. No, it's not my kind of thing, mate. But I hope you enjoy it, if it's your thing. I have had some very good times at festivals, but they were my teenage years, you know. I went to Glastonbury, I think, when I was first 15 or something, and it was very good. Yeah, I'm with you, Jess. The idea of Creamfields sounds like hell. Oh, without a doubt. Well, this was the problem, Charlie. My first ever Glastonbury, I had my dreadlocks. My first ever Glastonbury, the song that the song that defined the party was Adamski's "Solitary Sister." Isn't there a part of you that wants to be? And all that sort of thing. And so I remember thinking, yeah, I don't know if that's really my cup of tea. But I had my dreadlocks and we had my little bit of black ash and we had like a pint of cider and we had a bit of acid on a Saturday night. The last time I went to Glastonbury, I had 10,000 fake 10,000 fake £10 notes on me to buy drugs with, which I could then sell to make money with. And I remember me and my mate just like, we had fucking bags of ketamine, bags of E's, you name it. We just had like, because we bought it all with this fake money and we had disguises and everything. We disguised ourselves up to spend this 10 grand on the first 2 days. And you get quite a lot of drugs for 10 grand at Glastonbury. Not a hell of a lot, but enough to sell for about 6 grand. But we took all our silly disguises off, our dreadlock wigs and all that. And then the second 2 days didn't do anything like watch music or go to festivals or sit down, drink beer, do acid. Purely business. And I said to my mate, I remember at the time saying, well, we've changed a bit, haven't we? I said, do you remember the first time we went to Glastonbury and it was all about being hippies and we were complaining that Hawkwind and Ozzy Tentacles weren't here and we were being subjected to Adamski. And then a matter of 5 or 6 years later, it was just an earner. I had my missus standing out the dance tent with a little one of those paper plates with speed written on it. And people were just going up to her in the thousands. Where can I get it? Where can I get it? And she'd just point sort of over at someone. We had about 10 people working for us. So then they'd go over there. They'd drop the money off there, and the geezer there would send them off to someone else to pick up the product. And it was it was a good system actually because it kind of protects you against the gathers. Because at no point has an exchange been made for money for drugs. But you know, do that for 5 hours, and you've got 3 grand in your pocket. Just want to go home. Just want to have a cup of tea. I'm just a drug dealer at Glastonbury. Not great, to be honest with you. Tony Introvert says drugs were drugs, no mix. I haven't got a Danny what that's talking about, but you know. Well, you had to, Clark, because you know you don't. The amount of narcotics we had on us, you spend 10 grand on drugs, you've got a lot on you. You know, 10 ounces of powdered ketamine, bags and bags of ecstasy. The speed we took down there anyway, about 2,500 blotter sheets of acid. The funny one though was getting caught out, someone recognising you, seeing through your disguise, going, "Oh, you cunt, you ripped me off the other night." And I'm thinking, I can't believe I'm getting ripped off. I'm being ripped off for selling someone else's drugs. Someone else sold me some duds and I'm getting a telling off from them. How do you explain that? Yeah, the problem was, mate, I bought them off someone else. Yeah, but you had a beard. Yeah, but it was like a big ginger beard. Yeah, that doesn't make me guilty though, does it? This isn't Swansea. That you know, I'll tell you what, I try and be a little bit. I try and be a little bit of a party pooper, to be honest with you. But I had some great times at festivals. You know, I was a crusty when I'd turn up 3 days early. I had nothing. I had a pocket full of speed, a few quid, a couple of bottles of vodka, nowhere to sleep, nothing. Sneaked in the back of one of my mates who worked on the TP field. He'd open the doors, I'd get out, and that was my festival. 6 days of near death. Well, Moslab, it's a funny story you say that. Would have been funny if you'd have been sold fake drugs with your counterfeit money. Well, that is what happened. But there's another story about that. I remember these geezers that I met. I met them years and years back when I was doing some temping. And they were like proper posh boys, like really not proper posh boys, but proper aspirational wannabe posh boys. You know, Lyle and the Scott jumper with all the V's on it, and the little Lacoste roll neck underneath it, coming out of the V-neck Lyle and Scott. You know, that sort of not quite casual, just after the casual look of about 84. And, you know, they went and played golf on Friday and all that. And I've got a call off of one of them, right? And by this time, they think I'm still a nisher. But by now, I'm working for some pretty naughty geezers. And they're like, Chrissy boy, what you been up to, eh? And you know, they all worked in media, and I despised them all and had nothing to offer them. And they wanted a load of cocaine. I can't remember what it was. I think they wanted half ounce or something. I think they wanted half ounce, 25 grand at the time it was, I think. And there was something a bit dodgy about him. And I remember that bloke Nick, I told you I'd done his funeral. I'd done the eulogy for his funeral. And he said to me, how well do you know these lads? I said, well, to be honest with you, I don't. They're proper Bengal Lancers. But they will be putting powder up their nose. You know, they will be, without a doubt, lots of it. So I would say that they definitely want some cocaine. But, like I say, they're Bengal Lancers, so make of it what you will. So we've turned up round this house, and we're all there. There's about 6 of us and about 5 of them, and all my lot are just gangsters, just dressed like gangsters and looking terrible. And all their lot were all their cricket jumpers, Gino Capelli trousers with the old Patango Kapangi written on it. Pair of Bjorn Borg Deodora, possibly the best trainer ever made. All that going on, and it was a bit on top, to be honest with you, because that's a lot of money. And you haven't only got to think about the 20. I can't remember when it was, but 25 grand half ounce street value must have been about 93 or something. Must have been about that. But it was all a bit on top. You know, they were playing games and we were just sort of sitting there. And he's gone okay then. He said he went, let's have a little look at the product then, can we? And he went, and of course Nick's a professional. Nick just puts the bag on the table. He says, right, he said, I'm going to take the sample out of that bag. That bag goes up your nose. That bag then does not leave your eyesight. Once you're prepared to buy that off me, which you will be because it's Peruvian flake, that bag stays there guarded and it doesn't go anywhere else until that money comes back and the exchange is made. That's how this is going to work, all right? I don't know you from Adam. Stranger Fields put me onto you. So we're just going to do it like that. And he's gone, nice. And so then Nick's got his switchblade out, giving it to me. And he's gone, give him a nice bit each, will you? I went, well, how much is a nice bit each? He went, give him a nice bit. So I've cut a little hole in this bag. And I've pulled out about, I don't know, an Henry or something, 3.5 grams. And there's like 6 of these boys. So they've chopped it up. And they've chopped 6 lines out of this Henry. So they've got over a gram each. Rolled up their notes. One of them had like a little Hoover. It was actually a little Hoover that you put your nose on, and I was thinking, oh, how hilarious you are. I wonder what they call you. All this nonsense going on. And anyway, they've done it. Bosh. And he went, yeah. He went, my mouth is numb as fuck. So Nick said, I want to see that money in 2 minutes. And the man went, no problem. And he just handed over the money, and Nick's giving it to this other geezer, Kellard, who's just the hardest geezer you've ever met. You don't fuck with Kellard. And he started flicking through this money, counting it. He's got a machine to count it. He ain't gonna sit there counting fucking 5s and 10s. And he's leant over to Nick and he went, that money ain't kosher. He went, that ain't real money. Right, all quietly, and then Nick's gone, don't matter. He went, that ain't real cocaine. And I'm just looking at all of this thinking, what's going on here? And he went, it is real ketamine though. He goes, I'd give it about 30 more seconds till they think they're robots. And then these 7 geezers in their golfing outfits were going like this. I like to go to the club on the Thursday. The club on the Thursday. And there's like one on the floor and he's trying trying to catch one of these tropical fish out of this tank. And every time he nearly gets it, he goes, nah, and he gets all scared from it. And so then Nick, cool as you like, he's just looking round the place. Working out what he's going to take. And after about 10 seconds, these nutters, one of them come round a little bit. One of them who didn't take so much come round a bit. He said, he went, I'm not 100%, and I don't want you to get funny with me, but I've got a funny feeling something's not right here. And Nick just went smack, knocked him out cold, put him you sit down, mate, you'll be all right. And then Nick's gone, that painting, all that stuff around the fireplace, take all that, get all that stuff out of the kitchen, do that seat, that. He's just telling everyone what to go and put in the back of the van. And we left them there. We drove off with half their house in the back of the van. Cheeky cunts. What a stupid thing to do. Imagine having them round your house. No, we ain't coming back because you wear golf jumpers. But that was the best bit though, when the bloke was terrified and he went, I don't want to assume that in anything naughty is happening, but I think that something bad is going down here. And Nick just smacked him, and as the bloke's gone out cold, he went, you just sit down there and shut up, you'll be all right. Yeah, we didn't see them again. There was another one. There was another one with that crowd. They were a funny bunch because I had a no violence. What do you call it? What do you call it? A no violence agreement with them because I didn't want it. I didn't want to get in any violent. I don't like it. And I'm not it. I'm not hard. I'm not hard enough. I'm not, especially not for that lot. And Kellard and Jiggins and Nick, of course, most of them put up with it and they just accepted it. And I wasn't expected to get involved. I had my job to do, which was all the mouth and all that, and set things up, but no violence. But we've gone to this Indian restaurant once, and we're in this Indian restaurant, and of course, the ketamines come out, ecstasies come out, and we've ordered all this food. The last thing you want on ketamine and ecstasy is a fucking jalfrezi. And we're just laughing, and we're just trying to feed each other, going, go on, you eat a mouthful of that, I'll give you a tenner. And we weren't taking the piss out of the Indian restaurant. We were taking the piss out of each other because there is, suddenly not that hungry. And we kept fucking about, and suddenly now it's time to drink. Everyone's like, right, hello mate, can we have like 15 pints of Stella, please? So they've come over, they've gone, can we have 15 pints of Stella, please? Are you sure you have money? You sure you have money for all this? And Nick's just put about $2,000 on the jump cash. He's gone, you're going to be all right. We ain't here to cause trouble. We've just overdone it. So all this. And then that money disappeared. And Nick went spare. Nick said to the bloke, he goes, we've done nothing wrong here tonight. Yes, we didn't eat the food, but we bought about 70 pints. What was it? If there was 1, 2, 60 pints of lager off you tonight. Now that ain't $2,000. So the bloke's gone out the back and you can hear him shouting and all that. And he's come back with like a monkey. And Nick's like, nah. He's going, nah, mate, no. You're like 1,400 short. And anyway, it kept coming back in dribs and drabs, And in the end, it come back. But in the end, it was about 300 quid short. And by this time, tripping his bollocks off on ecstasy and ketamine, Nick's gone right. Nick's gone right because now the place is filling up, and Nick's gone. You know those little things with the mango chutney and the raita, and it's on that little thing that spins round. You get it on your table. Nick's gone, get 6 of those. He's gone, get 6 of those, and then he's gone, get all the tablecloths. And then he's looking round. He went, get a couple of those paintings off the wall. He went, about 4 of them. He's looking round. He went, get that disgusting plug into the wall psychedelic elephant painting. And of course, this was his firm, so they just done it, and it was all under, no one was just going, we're nicking everything. It was all under. And anyway, as we walked out, they were all like glad to see us go, really. And, they're about 400 quid up. The table's a bit of a mess. Anyway, we've gone down this boozer in Dartford at the time, which was the hardest boozer in the world, the Walnut Tree. It was just, it's you can't explain it. I've gone in there on acid once on a Saturday night because of this no violence thing. I knew I'd be all right. And as soon as I've walked in, the DJ who knows me, DJ is an exaggeration. He's just a bloke who plays records, but he knows me. You've known me since school. I remember thinking, I'll just go in, keep my head down, maybe bump into Nick and Topper and Narb and all this lot. And as soon as I've walked in there, he's gone, who let Dangerfield out? And everyone's turned around and gone, who let Dangerfield out? Who? And I was thinking, yeah, that's what I wanted on acid. Just keep my head down. Just breeze in and, nice quiet conversation. But anyway, we've gone in there that night, and Nick and all that lot have gone through to the back room, and the landlord had no say. Now Nick's there, it's Nick's pub. That's how it's working. I mean, the boozer done, the landlord done all right out of it, because when Nick took over a boozer, there were people drinking in there from like 9 o'clock in the morning till 1 o'clock at night. Because full up every day because everyone was doing their work there and all the old bill were turning up, getting paid and everything. And they had, it would only last about six months, but Anyway, I've gone for a piss. And I'm still on this ecstasy and this ketamine. I'm still laughing about the Indian restaurant. And I've come out of the toilet and I've gone up the stairs to the back room, and it's kitted out exactly the same as the Indian restaurant. All of the tables have got the pink like tablecloths on them. The elephant painting with all the sort of multicolour psychedelic electronics has been plugged in, and there's pictures of like Shiva and Vishnu everywhere. Those little things with the that you get with the poppadoms are on all the tables. As soon as I walked in, I just thought, where the fuck am I? I've just left the toilet and I'm back at Vishnu's fucking happy poppadom. It was hilarious. Anyone who come in would be like, oh, you seen Nick? They go, yeah, he's out the back with a few of the lads. And they'd walk in there and just think, what's going on here then? Well, what is this? Some kind of Indian? And Nick would be like, yeah, it's some kind of Indian takeaway. The only bit is, though, you don't get to take any away. There's no food or anything. I miss Nick so much. Nights out with Nick. Bless him, man. When his wife asked me to take his funeral, I was so made up. I was so honored, privileged, until I saw that 90% of Southeast England's gangsters. Mousecat says, anyone else done acid in a really old wonky Elizabethan pub and thought they were on an old wooden ship? Yeah, the old Elizabethan boozers, they really lend themselves to acid, don't they? Because when you first start discovering acid and you start realizing the way that the history of Europe aesthetics have been generated by pattern Leslie's and all that, and you realise where it all comes from. But I listen to this, Mousecat. I've actually been in a boozer on acid, shit faced on acid and booze, and it was a boat. It was an old Elizabethan boat. It was in Grimsby, and I just remember thinking, why am I drinking in a boat? My mate used to have a saying. He used to say, take the acid and let the weird people turn up. Have I got to switch internet, Ted? Nice one, Alan. Did I say the walnut tree? I don't think that's what it was called, actually. What was that boozer called? The walnut tree was, that's the orange tree. No, it was the walnut tree. How's me entropies getting on? Bit low on the ground? Bastards. Right, do people want me to switch internet? Did someone just say Mike Coy is in here? Is Mike Coy in here? I'll switch internet, so I'll try one and you can tell me whether it's any better. Let's try that one. Any better? Did someone say Mike Coy? They did, didn't they, Alan? Where is he? Is that better? Is that better? Oi, you, Mr. Coy. How are you? Mike Coy, he came on here once and he said, tell Chris I need to talk to him. I'm having a fucking nightmare here. Not his words, but my translations of his words. We had a few nice chats and he started getting his life back together. I don't know how it's going now, but last time I heard, it got very. The factoria here that that you're either all right or you ain't all right. So this is no better, is it? I'm going to try another. Moslab says it's been fine. Listen, people, it isn't me. How can I stream for 4 hours a day? 2 people say, "Oh, your internet's fucked." No, it ain't. There's 140 people watching it who aren't saying that. Yours is. Thank you. Yeah, I'm with you, Manny Moo. They lend themselves to it because you feel like you're in the medieval period. Even the old busty blonde comes up to you and goes, "Hello, my boy. Would you like a couple of glasses of our fine ale?" And you go, "Oh, I wouldn't mind that." So come on, Coy, what's happening? Well, look, I'm gonna put it on one more. I'm gonna put it on one more. I'm gonna put it on one more internet, and we'll see how that goes. And if that does, yeah, I was just saying, Manny Moo, that the old pubs lend themselves nicely to acid because it gives you that nice medieval European thing that LSD has a peculiar relationship with anyway. Right, well, that's the best you're going to get, I think. Where's the boy Coy? Westo said a horn of mead and some buxom maiden would suit me fine now. Well, there is mead and buxom maidens out there, make it count. Make it count. So what's happening, the boy Coy? I mean, you don't have to go into too much detail, but how are you? You're well, good. How's the missus getting on? How's the boozing getting on? You keeping that together? It's entirely up to you how much you talk about it, but I'm just asking because I care. You can email me if you'd prefer. Just let me know how you are, or if you want to talk to me or whatever. He's being coy. Come on, the poor bloke's lived with that all his life. Dartford just had a 2-hour power out. I did my bit. I went round and offered candles. I don't know why I laughed at it. I don't know, but it certainly made me laugh. I don't know. SB says, I reckon me and Mrs. Me in it would make fine wenches. Good Lord. I can only agree. I can only agree. So I don't want to get political because it's dull as fuck at the moment. But what's anyone seen the most popular president ever? Anyone seen him doing anything? You know, you should really exploit. If you've won, that's when you exploit it. That's when you get out there and let the people know you're the winner. Not the exact opposite and just sort of hide in your mum's basement, probably sniffing hair. Are you joking, Gaffney? Gaffney, tell me that's a joke. Alan says he hasn't seen him, but he hasn't been looking. So no, I know, Jimmy. It's absurd, isn't it? What a peculiar. What's funny about the whole thing? And there's many funny things going on about it. But what's funny is, you know, they had to how should we say, they had to play a certain game to keep Trump out. But part of playing that game was being left with Biden. You know, it's like you're doing imagine you're doing Macbeth, right? You're doing Macbeth. And you're doing it at the where would be a suitable. You're doing it at what's Shakespeare's place? That is that little round place that he's got by the river. Shakespeare's. It was like they rebuilt what a Shakespearean theatre would be like. The Roundhouse, yeah. And it's like they're putting on a show of of Macbeth at the Roundhouse, but at the last minute, the woman playing Lady Macbeth got sick, so they got the Globe, so they got Deirdre Barlow to step in instead. Absolutely absurd. You know, the whole Orange Man bad. You know, there's not much to say about it, is it? We've got to do whatever we can to get this bloke out. We've got to do whatever we can to get this bloke out. Yeah, but it could end up meaning Joe Biden's the president. Well, that's just going to have to be how it's going to be. Yeah, but what are we going to do about that? The bloke's off his head. He's got a mental age of about 9 zillion. He's mental. We're going to just hide him. We're going to get 4 or 5 body doubles. You know, we're going to get 4 or 5 lookalikes. And you know, we'll just jack them up with a bit of Adderall and a bit of sulfate, push him out in front of the media and watch him just I think I've got a bit of a video for you actually that might be worth a little pop. Let's have a look at this. The entropy is working as Illuminatus said. There's the entropy link in the chat. If you don't need the super chat link because it's a $sign there. But if people are still up for more of this malarkey, we'll do more of this malarkey. All right, let me see if I can find these videos that I watched that made me giggle. I'm sure I did. It was from our boy Salty Cracker. He's so funny. He's so funny. Why I just don't know why my history doesn't work. It's so annoying. We had right, said Fred, didn't we? Right, hang on a minute. This is always worth a little bit of a watch. Right, it's a 10-minute video. We ain't gonna watch all of it. Oh, you're all right, Mike. No one has to apologise for sending donations. Good Lord. Right. It's a 10-minute video, but we'll watch about 4 or 5 minutes of it because he's always very good. So this was Mark Dice from 2 days ago. The Marxist takeover of America continues. He's so.
If you own one of the now out of print Dr. Seuss,
so well articulated and a great approach to comedy. I really rate this bloke. If you don't subscribe to Mark Dice, you really should. Right, here we go. We won't watch it all, but we'll watch enough to give you a little titter. What I like about him is how he cracks up at what he's saying because he knows it's absolutely balmy.
if you own one of the now out of print Dr. Seuss books, which have been canceled by the publisher, never to be reprinted again because some twits on Twitter found some of the illustrations to be culturally insensitive, and you thought you were going to list these rare collectibles on eBay and cash in, well, you would be wrong because now eBay has banned listing those offensive titles, but they have listings for things like the Anarchist Cookbook, which is a literal bomb-making manual that has been used by terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda and many others around the world for decades. That doesn't violate the terms of service, but those scary and offensive, culturally divisive Dr. Seuss books do. And the Anarchist Cookbook, by the way, is just one of numerous kinds of those books which are available on eBay. Don't order these, by the way. You're going to get on a watch list. You're going to get a knock at the door from the feds. I'm just pointing this out for the hypocrisy of it. A lot of others have pointed out that eBay sells Hitler's Mein Kampf and contrasting that with the scary Dr. Seuss books. And Amazon actually, this is like very underreported, banned that book last year quietly, but then for some reason reinstated it. And a lot of twits on Twitter have been looking up Dr. Seuss on eBay, and they say, like this moron who responded to me, I can't tell if you're lying or just really stupid. And they linked to some of the search results. Not aware that Dr. Seuss has dozens and dozens of books, and that only the 6 that have been deemed culturally insensitive have been banned. That's where we're at now. Dr. Seuss books have been banned, not just taken out of print, but used copies not available to be sold. So now if you have one of those, you got to go to the black market, to the underground, some street corner and sell your Dr. Seuss books. And if you look at the bestseller list on Amazon right now, which at least does allow used copies of those terrible banned books, the top results, the bestseller list is all Dr. Seuss books, showing that people are tired of this insanity. And look at this. I have found some of the terrible, culturally insensitive images that caused the books to be banned. Oh no, look at this. This video is probably going to get taken down just for showing these. But this is countervalence. That's what you have to do on YouTube if you're going to show terrible stuff. They'll strike you, but you have to do it's called countervalence, meaning you have to put it in a context that condemns it. So these are terrible, awful images, worse than Adolf Hitler. And I'm glad that these books have been taken down, and I think they should be burnt. Next on the list of children's books to be banned is probably the Berenstain Bears for putting out such horrifying and offensive content like this. The dad says to the son, "I'm a father, I'm a he. A father's something you could be." And then the mother says to the daughter, "I'm a mother, I'm a she. A mother's something you could be." Sounds very transphobic to me. And you better order yourself the DVD or Blu-ray of Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, because that's next on the list of things to be banned, as I predicted in my book, The Liberal Media Industrial Complex. The movie, starring Jim Carrey, has been deemed the most offensive film of all time, because if you saw the movie, you may recall when he solves the mystery and finds out who stole the pet, he has a flashback, remembering a certain something that he did, and he didn't feel very good about it. I'm sure everybody's seen this movie, right? I don't want to give it away just in case some of the younger kids haven't seen this movie, but it's going to be banned. I'm pretty sure it'll be gone. In other censorship news, Right Side Broadcasting, the popular live streaming channel on YouTube that grew to prominence from live streaming Donald Trump's speeches during the 2016 presidential campaign, and then no matter where he went in the country, they would have a live stream of his speeches and his rallies. They, of course, live streamed his CPAC speech last weekend, and they were given a strike on YouTube. The video was censored, and they've been suspended for 2 weeks. And I predicted this as well. Right after his speech, I tweeted out, "Has YouTube censored the speech yet?" Because, of course, they were going to, and they did. I was able to find this one copy on News Now from Fox, which I think is still available. Let me refresh the page to see if it's been taken down. Surprisingly, it has not been taken down yet, so you can go and watch it there. You can watch it on Rumble as well. And Right Side said that it wasn't just their video that was taken down. Other sort of mainstream channels or local affiliates, sort of like this one, which streamed the speech, have also had it taken down. So the moderators perhaps have overlooked this, or maybe they've just got done for the day. I wouldn't be surprised if this one gets taken down any minute now as well. Also this week, the infamous QAnon shaman gave an interview to 60 Minutes. And despite being a complete kook, he actually made a couple of valid points.
Legally, you are not allowed to be in what you're calling the sacred chamber.
And that is the one very serious regret that I have, was believing that when we were waved in by police officers that it was acceptable.
Oh, by the way, he gave the interview from his jail cell because he's not allowed out on bail because the judge says that he was one of the primary conspirators in the insurrection.
I mean, it's just such an absurd situation. The whole thing. Ted, I did get your super chat. Let me see if I can grab it up. I was lurking while driving the other day, but heard you chatting about being down by the river where I said to go. Yeah. I went down there and had a look. The fuck's that? I weren't fishing or anything. I've got the amount of stuff I've got on. If I know that I'll be down there every other day wasting hours and hours, as you probably know, because you're much like me, Ted. You've got a business. You like doing things. You like to be successful at things. And you probably know that you go, I'll get down there for a couple of hours, 9 hours later. Where have you been? Oh, and time just flew by. But I did go and check it out, and there were people fishing there. Anyway, it's a bit of a backstory, people. Ted fishes, and we had a chat on one of the private streams, and he'd had a look at some of the what would we call it, aqua geography of the Phnom Penh area, and he located an area where there's the end of the Tonle Sap, and where the Tonle Sap meets the Mekong Delta, meets the Mekong. And he said that what you're going to get there is a load of roughage, all being brought up from under the silt, and that's going to be a lot of food there for the fish. So you're going to have a lot of fish hanging around there looking for food. And lo and behold, I get down there, and there's loads of fishermen down there. Some just casting nets off of the side. There's others with spinners and stuff. Oh no! Now I've lost his fucking. Maybe I can find it. I talked for so long. I've now lost your bloody whole chat. Let me see if I've got it, Teddy boy. I was lurking while driving the other day, but heard you chatting about being down by the river where I said to go, and yes, there is some ugly buggers in that muddy water. Much love to you and the scrubs. Yeah, that's right. That's what I was talking about. Because the thing is, in England, even though I was a freshwater fisher, you know, I know what the fish look. I know what sea fish look like in England. But when you're down there and he's got that lure, pss, plop, nothing, pss, nothing. This is going on for hours. The Cambodians do like to smoke a cigarette, a couple of cold beers. Pss, pack of cigarettes out here, pack of Marlboro White, £1. Cold beer, 50 cents. So anyway, they're having it off, and then suddenly you can see the fishing wire just zoom through all these bushes. 30 odd minutes, and fuck me, the nightmare he dragged out of that water. I wouldn't have put my hands anywhere near it. Well, I mean, you think about it, Ted. That river, the Mekong, what is that? 5 countries: China, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, and Laos. Yeah, that is hundreds, thousands of years of interbreeding of underwater species. Yeah, no thanks, man. I'd need to be wearing metal gauntlets to put my hands anywhere near those things' mouths. Not a chance. But nice one, Ted. Nice one for the donation. I think we had another one come through over here as well. Let me see if I can find that. Sorry, people. I get rambling. And they call me a wanderer. They call me a wanderer. Wrong movie, wrong film. Frank Frankenstein. Hello, mate. Been a while. Thanks for the old lady Godiva. Nice to see you. Wonderful. I mean, it's weird, isn't it? If you think about it out here, anyone over the age of 35 or 40 lived through a genocide, and they would have eaten anything they could have got their hands on, because the Khmer Rouge got them out into hang on, what's that? What's going on here? Hang on a minute. Oh, hang on, we're all right. How do I just get that one off there? How did you do that? I don't even know how you do it anymore. Good Lord. Anyway, you know, these people saw 13 or 14 of their siblings killed, and you know, they like I was saying the other day, they had the children killing and torturing the older people because the when he took it back to year zero to start again, old brother number one, aka Pol Pot, wanted to start again, and he said that the children weren't tainted, they weren't stained by capitalism, so they were given the job of the torturing and who got tortured and how they got tortured. And if you get to Phnom Penh and go to that torture museum, yeah, you come out a different person. I mean, it's no Lord of the Flies, it's fucking, you know, you give a load of kids a load of electronics and tell them that these other people are evil, you'll be surprised what they'll do to them. Shocking. Frank Frankenstein dropped a cockle. I'm offended. World messed up. Read these books to my kids throughout their childhood, and strangely, they are growing into well-grounded individuals with morals and standards. Go figure. Peace to the scrubs. Well, look, I'll play this. I'll play this, which I played the other day, right? I won't play all of it, but just remember, they banned the they're banning the Zeus, the Dr. Zeus books, right? Frank Frankenstein, thank you very much for that donation, mate. And I'm going to come back to what you're saying. I'm just going to deal with another donation from Ted, who said, the mad thing is some of those weird fish are now in our supermarkets because it's so cheap, and ocean fish is getting more expensive. That's interesting. So what, you can go into like Sainsbury's and get a Cambodian catfish because they're so big, the amount of meat on them, I suppose it makes sense, really. And they haven't been overfished by ridiculous people like the EU that don't let the English fish their own waters. Nice. Good call, Ted. But I'll tell you what, like I said to my missus, I said I might get a rod and, you know, I was just thinking of getting a roach pole and just getting down there and having a little dip, see what I could for the fun of it. Or maybe a lure or something. And she laughed, and I said, what? I said, be quite nice, you can eat it. And she went, nah. She went, I can eat it. She went, you can't. And she seems to think that the Barang body isn't cut out for the kind of muck that comes out of those waters. What do you make of that, Ted? Serious question from someone who knows. She reckons that it's just not made for us. It's, you know, our bodies can't take it. No rush in answering though, because I want to go back to. I want to quickly go back to, excuse me, to Frank Frankenstein's put what he said. So Frank Frankenstein read his kids Dr. Zeus, which were great books, taught people about how to interact with people in a humorous, entertaining, confident and honest way. And how many times do we talk about a confident, humorous and honest way on this channel? You know, that's what makes you attractive to people. And when you're attracted to people, you build families and you build communities. So no, we don't want any of that shit, do we? We want stuff that divides people. We want stuff that stops people having families. We want stuff that stops communities. So I don't know if you saw this the other day, Frank, but I'll just play it again for you. Excuse me, and a few other people who didn't see it. Thank you for the donations, gentlemen. That was very kind of you. Another little one's come through there. I think it had as well. Ted, I will read your messages without you attaching a few quid to it, mate. The mad thing is, some of those weird fish are now in our supermarket. Oh yeah, you already said that, didn't you? It's because it's so cheap, because the ocean fish is, yeah, really weird. And think of the entrepreneurial considerations when doing that. When thinking, you analyze the problem. So that's what entrepreneurialism is. What's the problem? How do I create a solution? So what's the problem? There's not enough fish. Fish is so expensive now that people can't afford it. So the solution is we need cheaper fish. Well, where can we get cheaper fish? Well, Cambodia's pretty cheap. And what sort of fish have they got out there? Well, they've got the old three-eyed tiger fish. They've got the old typewriter mandingo. Depends what your stuff is, really. Depends what your palate's about. Now, Frankenstein. I don't know if you saw this the other day. I don't know if everyone saw this, but this isn't bullshit. This is a mother and her son reading a book, which is now being promoted to toddlers in preschool toddlers. All right. So just check this out, and you wonder how much we will reap. How much we will reap what we have sowed. Ted says it's irradiated when they send it here to kill the bacteria. Oh, lovely. You kill the bacteria of a Cambodian fish, all you've got left is its eye. It's one eye. It's Cyclops. Thanks, Ted. Right, here, have a look at this. Have a look at this. This is what they are now pushing on our toddlers. We'll have to go straight through the microphone because it doesn't work for some reason, but we'll be able to sort it out, so don't worry.
E is for bye. C is for coming out. D is for drive.
Sorry, people. Of course, I screwed it up. Not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem. If it doesn't, if there's not at least 20 screw ups per stream, it doesn't kind of feel right, does it? Now what are we on? We go here. We go here. We go here. God, I've got so many pages open. That's probably why we're having trouble. Right, here we go. I'll drag it back to the beginning. It should be loud enough. I wish my... Right, here we go. Check it out.
A is for alive. B is for bye. C is for coming out. D is for drive. E is for equality. F is for family. Uh-oh, we missed the page. G is for game. H is for hope. I is for insects. J is for George. K is for Cookie. L is for lesbians. M is for Martin. N is for non-binary. O is for orientation. P is for hands. Q is for I don't know what that's okay. Q is for queer. R is for
Of course, Q is for queer. Why wouldn't it be? And I mean, these are going to be the beautiful thing is these people will breed themselves out of extinction in a couple of generations because there'll be no real men left. There'll be no women wanting anything to do with this kind of nothing. He's already a spurg. I mean, the thing is, what is disgusting about this is they'll read anything at this stage because he likes to show his mum that he's learning because it's a pleasant thing to do. Never mind what the learning is. I mean, it might as well be Cambodian four-footed fish. But F is for fucked. Well, the problem is, Westo, the CPS are the people putting these books out. That's what makes this absolutely absurd. There's no one to complain to anymore. The long march through the institutions included the law. It included, all the ombudsman and all the institutions. So if you actually do try and make a complaint, you can get in trouble. Oh, that's not very inclusive. What's your name again? What's your address? Don't worry, we'll send them round. It won't matter if you're asleep. We'll be knocking. We'll put the door through at 2 o'clock in the morning. Leon Squared said P is for B is for brainwashing. Cheers, Leon, for the donation. No, I agree with you, Al, but it's they're destroying us. They're absolutely destroying us. But let's not forget that there is some incredible contradictions going on here because this is all happening in countries of European descent. The self-same countries of European descent that they've allowed millions of Muslims to go to. Now, I'm not sure how well this is going to go down. I'm not sure how well they're gonna accept this being taught to their kids. And when I say I don't know how well it's going to go down, what I mean is it's going to be an absolute catastrophe. And then add to that the welfare running out, add to that the NHS running out. I wouldn't be surprised if, and I mean this, and I know a lot of people are getting the ump with me, but this is also Gavin Bobby's thing. We're going to start seeing the ghettoization of places in Europe that have been where immigrants have collected. And I honestly think we'll start seeing them leaving of their own accord. Because as nationalists, we know that we want to be around people who are like us. Like I'm an anomaly. There are so few people who are with men or women of other ethnicities. It's such a long shot. It might be on the Christmas adverts, but in real life, it's a real anomaly. And these people who they've come here for the money, they come here for the house, they come here for the health, the free dentistry, and the health throughout their lives. Well, the money's drying up, the houses are drying up, that they're turning into ghettos. All the white people in those ghetto areas who haven't got the money for the white flight, they haven't got any money. They're going to turn to crime. They're going to be robbing people, and they're not going to distinguish color when they're robbing people. And these people are going to start saying, we gave up our culture for this. We gave up our people for this. We gave up everything we took from the Europeans for this, and it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it anymore. And I am seriously putting it to you that I think there will be Lillian Hushy. If you keep spamming, I'll just chuck you out because it's shit. I can honestly see that Europe will start returning back to its former self because everything they came here for is no longer here. The ban hammer is gone. It's really quite strange, and you know, history is not history isn't an arrow that just goes in one direction. All sorts of things can happen, and I that video, by the way, that's only half of that page, and it carries on and it gets quite offensive. If you weren't offended already, it really will make your blood boil. But there you go. It was someone who's got no friends and hasn't tried to do anything about it. Well, there you go. There's a classic example. Raymond says Hungary and Poland are the last bastions of normal nationalism left in Europe. Eastern Europeans are leaving the UK because of our Marxist education system. Yeah, and the Muslims will do the same again because they you know, again, I know I'm only repeating myself, but this is so important. They came for the money, the healthcare, the houses, and it's all going to go. The NHS is going to crumble. The welfare system is going to crumble. They're going to be living in ghettos. The only thing that will be different from the immigrants where they live in England and where they come from is they haven't got their families here. They haven't got their cultures here. And they'll want to go back. They'll want their extended families. They'll want to wake up and smell their foods. They'll want to hear the sounds of their culture, the things that everyone wants, the things that all nationalities want. And I think this is real white pill stuff, because what we've always said. I want you to as well, Mike. The thing is, we've always looked at these different ways of how this is going to turn out, but I honestly think that there's going to just be a sort of a collapse, a collapse where people have realised that there's been a bait and switch. You know, people were told to come to England. They're now living in ghettos in Leeds. They're now living in ghettos in Bradford. And like Gavin Bobey says, when their plumbing goes wrong, who's going to go in and fix their plumbing? Who's going to go in there and go, yeah, all right, I can trust you lot. I'm going to go into an house of 16, 30-year-old blokes and fix your plumbing because you're certainly going to pay me. Yeah, that's going to happen. So I think this. I think if you're not familiar with Gavin Bobby's channel, he's the mosque buster. He's the bloke that legally stops them building mosques because they were building like 10. Now, what was it? It was something like 60 or something a year. And the mosque is a castle. And once the mosque is built, no one in the area can sell their properties to white people because no one wants to live next to that mosque and the noise and the traffic and the problems and all the stuff that comes with it. And this isn't me being a bastard. This is proven. This has been proven in the courts of law. And Gavin Bobby, largely thanks to the House of Scrubs, who donated to him, he's now stopping mosques being built at the rate of about 3 a month. You know, it was Bobby that got the Trocadero one shut down. And if you go and check out Bobby's channel, you'll see his angle on this. You'll see that this is his thing all over Europe. That they came to the land of milk and honey, but the milk and honey's run out. And now they're living in terraces in Leeds where there's street fights every night and with people running around the streets with machetes. And their children who they brought over here when they were 12, 13, who went to the mosque 4 times a day and learned and read the teachings of Allah, and now dealing drugs and street fighting and thieving. And they don't want that for their children. And they're going to be thinking about taking them home. And I'm really optimistic about that change. Well, the weird thing is there is that as well. You know, we're year 2066, but we still make up the super majority. And then you've got all the other groups. You've got the Somalis, and you got the Muslims, and then you got this lot, and then you got this lot, and you've got them lot all fighting for resources. We haven't got to necessarily do that because we've been here long enough and we know how to work our own system. Now I can see all this falling apart. I can see, and you know this. They never thought this would the Brexit would happen. That weren't part of the plan. And then Hungary, and then Poland, and then all the other EU countries who are starting to think, you know what? As far as I can see, I'm throwing loads of money in here, and it's being given to other people who stopped the fire brigade from putting out fires that we've started. Nah, I think this falls apart. I really do. And that's why I said the other week my channel isn't a nationalist channel. I'm not a nationalist. Don't need to be. Don't need that target on my back. I think people should have their ancestral homelands. That's what I think. And I think it's happening. I think the world is rearranging itself. I think the globalist machine has failed. It has had so much money, it has had so much power. It has had the long march through all the institutions. Good Lord, you'd think with all that money off the last of the rhymes with Boros, all that power in the legal fraternity, the media fraternity, the educational fraternity, You know, they've got our kids aged 4 all the way through university to 24, 25, 30, sometimes 40, and yet they're still losing because they're not fighting. They're forgetting that they're forgetting that while they're also fighting ideas, they're also fighting nature, and they're also fighting what's right. And I'm sorry, any amount of propaganda can't cut it. How do I get that off my bloody screen? Where we go with this? People, I've just realised it's 4:15 in the morning. I had it in my head that I'll do a stream and I'd be in bed by about 3 o'clock, and I've done 2 hours stream and it's now 4:15. And I've got to get up and work tomorrow. But I tell you what, I just want to say, a massive thank you to everyone who's helped me out over the last 2 weeks when I really needed it. I really needed to hang around with people who understood what was going on and what it's like when your life goes up and down, and you know, even me, even the hero of Mandom can have the ups and downs of life, and it's been a real pleasure. Excuse me, as he picks his nose. It's been a real pleasure being able to plug into a couple of hundred people who know me and know that they're looking out for me. And it's also been a real pleasure watching you lot get busy with that community tab. The next one I'd like to ask you to do, and of course, if you can't for some reasons or whatever, I mean, the channel is it's kind of safe now, but if you can share the channel or just show your mates or something, we might be able to get on top of YouTube like that. That could be a good system. So, people, I will see you tomorrow. We will have 2 lovely streams tomorrow, no doubt. And look after yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'm now into Monday morning. Ooh, it's something a little bit creepy about it. I didn't realise it was that late. I thought it was about 2. But, you know, there you go. I am allowed. My mum's not going to tell me off, but I'm sure there's something about that. That makes me feel a bit grimy about it. Do you know what I mean? Take care, people. Look after yourselves and the ones you love. Ta-da! White Swan, I didn't see anything there, but I'll have a word with them, and if it went through, I can either get it back to you or make sure it gets to me. There's obviously something wrong with it. I will definitely be talking to Entropy this week. There might be something wrong with the way I've got it set up or something. Who knows? But thanks for trying, because screw YouTube. Good night, people. Take care. Could you not hear that music? See you tomorrow.